the system works.
No, it's the towers, I believe.
Yeah.
When you get tower lasted, it's reliable gold, I believe.
So he just managed to save every single bit of tower gold. What is he actually sitting on? It's 101. So yeah, every single bit of the tower gold saved. And Crystal Maiden 203 up on her. Looks like Trixie. Oh, wow, wow. That's a lot of damage. Meg Charge Surge away.
Almost
in Profit Ultimate. Comes in through the side, and nicely channeled too. He channeled it a little bit further down the bottom lane to then have a trigger up onto the Darkseer. And as far as buybacks available, well, Darkseer's got one.
Yeah, Darkseer has a buyback for sure, but that was a really big pickoff again, and you don't really want a buyback because he's going for a Hex, and he almost had it.
Blink up, he misses! Huge miss from KOXY. Swap back up, he'll skewer fly out, and then the jump in. It's coming from Mushy. He's stunned up quickly on Hani. There's no follow through. He has to jump himself back out again. And now, well, the Sprout Trixie forced up the way, able to survive. Only barely. There's a couple of fake AMs on the field. Meanwhile, in the mid, the real one killing off the Chen. Back down to the bottom lane. Era, well, Ohio low on life, 230.
Double
and
kill.
Mushy in through the rear brings down the SF. Double kill for him, and this opens up the bottom ranks. SF buyback is on cooldown, and Trixie is forced to throw the ulti out here, and Mushy just hop skips it over. They will take this bottom ranks here, Orange, and there is nothing the Fnatic could do to stop them.
Really nice play in that team fight by Orange, just going in, claiming this bottom rack, getting both of them and just gonna get out, or even go further.
Oh, they want more, man. They want more. They want to win this now. They don't want to wait.
There's gold for the Shadow Fiend's buyback, but he doesn't have it ready yet. It's still on cooldown.
We're counting at 34 seconds. Orange, they're going to retreat. Yeah. This game is not over just yet. Fnatic, though, they are crippled.
Really crippled now, and as you mentioned earlier, losing Rax to an Anti-Mage and Furion, that's when you're starting to feel like, oh damn, they're gonna split us even more now. So going down mid lane is gonna be hard for Fnatic, with those big creeps pushing in bottom.
This is really a concern for me. Fnatic, when they get to this position, normally, I don't want to say the word choke, but there's definitely some decision making which they have got to do 100% perfectly. And we see most of the time when they do this, like we saw it when we got casted EMS, they just decide and go, oh, well, this is like, it's almost a hopeless case, let's just all go 5 mid. Maybe leave one puck to defend.
Yeah, it's really a little bit like that, but in this game, from the get-go, I would say as soon as they had level 5 on Chen already, they should start to just look for kills with Vengeful and Chen and just smoke all the time. They will try it now, but looking at how much they're being pushed, it's going to be so hard. And Morphling, well, he has his illusion.
Rosh, 10 minutes. Let's go. 10 seconds. Fake one's coming through. There's a blink over. And they found, well, KOXY, but skewers away to safety. Very difficult to catch one person out. Observers, sentries. In fact, double sentries. One is just not enough.
Yeah, that's some decent sentries.
All about the vision, man. That bottom lane is still pushing it. This is Fnatic who are on the clock. Roshan's respawned. There's a tornado which is already going to make life very, very difficult. And that bottom lane is getting a lot more momentum. And someone from Fnatic has to get back and deal with that. There's actually double tornadoes
They need to try and take the Roshan if they want to, but that's so risky against Magnus and Anti-Mage just standing there saying, yeah, okay, what are you going to do?
Mag's ready. Prophet just threw the ulti out as well. It's not getting on Hani or Era because it's still inside the... Wow, 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 wow. Orange, you caught napping. Maybe. Where's the jump in? They don't know what the status of Roshan is. Aegis and Cheats. It's going to go to Fnatic here. Cheats on the SF. Era takes the Aegis, and they're bailing quick.
Wow, that's so huge for Fnatic. Just getting this one seems like pretty easy.
There was no contest at all.
Yeah, they could have tried even more to scout with the Crystal Nova or something, but... Or just go in, send in an illusion from
Cut through the tree line, like skewer through the tree line if you have to. It's...
a little bit too careful maybe from Orange there, but they're still in a commanding position, even giving this away. But definitely Fnatic working their way back a little bit here.
It gives Fnatic hope during the next team fight. That's the main thing.
Oh yeah.
Like even if the RP is going to hit, even if you do see that SF drop very, very quickly, Hani's still got 2.5k life points, and that's going to just pop the cheese, come back to life again, and then the Morphling, he's already hard enough to kill. They're going to try it. RP is going to be used. Linker Sphere was triggered. Era, and swapped away! Pulled out! Fly, taking it for the team, and he took it hard.
He did. That swap was really a huge save, and something that he needed to do.
If they lost the Morphling then, even if it was like they just lost the Aegis then, that would have already been a huge win for Orange. It's
Yeah.
still going to make Orange think twice about going back in because they use the RP as well to get that kill. But it looks like Magnus is going to have 2 of those shortly. Perseverance up on him, so Refresher on the way.
Another reason that he really needed to do that save is because they don't really have the AoE lockdown. Sure, they have a Shadow Fiend and Darkseer, but they don't have the stuns available. And Venge can't just run in and stun someone to save the Morphling when he comes back up. F8, oh, but mid. Nice send home. He's going to be fine.
SS going to be good. They do lose the Wild Wing.
But even just with, I believe that was 1 or 2 hits on the Chen, and he almost went down to this Nature's Prophet. He is an absolute beast now, even having lifesteal.
10 on a Satanic on that guy, but then again, he still can be controlled. There's no BKB up on him. Then again, I say controlled. VS and Chen are the only 2 heroes who actually have a level of control. And Hani, well, there's a quick blink away from KYXY.
Yeah.
And this could be an all-in push down the mid. This could just be everyone together. And this is what I'm talking about with Fnatic. Sometimes they just say, just blow it all. Let's go. But if they do so, you know who's on that bottom lane again. Mushi makes copies of himself, and he's already looking to go onto that mid tower. In fact, going to intercept the creep wave as well. So Fnatic will lose their momentum here.
Yeah, with that butterfly, his illusions are now really strong, so he can even start dealing some nice damage to that tower with only his illusions.
Wow. Or at least that's E-Blade. That's a real Mushi right there. Looking for the Mana Void, not going to throw it. And then copies of Anti-Mage.
Yeah, nice copy, but what Fnatic need is really a team fight where they can get both the Darkseid illusion as well as Fnatic's or Era's copy. If they can get that, then they can just DPS down Orange with it. Also having their auras makes it even stronger. But if they don't get nice vacuum and wall, this is going to be amazingly difficult, you know.
Yeah,
it's
especially once Mushi picks up something else. If he grabs a heart as his last thing here,
Orange
even wondering if that's going to be the best choice. Because Hani, like, if he gets 1 more DPS, I'm sitting at 6k gold. Whoa. Extinct force-staffed away, but Blink follows up. 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hit, and the 4th. Oh, Frostbite. Frost versus Frost. Hani can't blink again. Morphling waves up. He's looking for the last hit, and he's getting it away. Extinct. They cannot chase him, but meanwhile in the top lane, Fortification has told the tier 3 down. In fact, they're split. Fly is here, but Mushi, he's taking the mid while up on top. It's himself also taking it. Ohio goes into Shadow Plane and deeper down. They hold their racks for now. Trixie backs up. He's actually playing around with Net as well as the Crystal Maiden at the same time.
Mid lane, no tail goes down.
Chen got sniped.
Also chasing on bottom lane. Abyssal Blade ready. Gonna blink on him.
Well, she's right behind him. And there he hits him. He tried to stop and surge, and now the gem.
And also, just to answer to the call for Razor on the Crystal Maiden there, she actually had 3 HP more than she would have died off from that race. So in the end, it wouldn't have mattered. Too bad.
Something which has been lost again. Gems, 1 for each eye, goes the way of Undying. And they both belong to No Tail. This is just money which is slipping through the fingers of Fnatic.
That's so much money lost.
If you're an Orange fan right now, you'll be cheering at home as you see the graph.
Yeah, that's 1,700 gold that he has paid for those. And then you have the fact that he went to the enemy team, so a lot of the gold difference will even be applied to that.
A new item will be very good around now, Mushi. In fact, that's Hani's Eagle Song he's trying to get back, so it's a butterfly coming in the way of Hani. And he has the cash for it. He just wants to get the courier back safely.
Yeah, he doesn't want to have that thing sniped. If that happens, then...
He's waiting for the movement speed in 4 seconds, but now he's going to get back. Hani already being attacked by Mushi, but Mushi will be forced out now.
One thing about Shadow Fiend and Morphling is that they are nice carries in the regard that they can hit very easily. Unlike Anti-Mage, they don't blink in and start trying to go melee range. They can actually stand from quite afar and hit, but so far, the Magnus KYXY has played so well. He just locked them down, and he has a Refresher. So it's gonna be troublesome to deal some damage in the next fight.
With that full butterfly being done, actually landing the hit's gonna be more troublesome for the Anti-Mage, Abyssal Blade or not, and he buys a BKB Mushi. So he's deciding with the remainder of his items, his last item slot is worthwhile going in. For having that BKB,
10 seconds.
He may sell the Battle Fury as well, but you're right, 10 seconds of immunity. And there is nothing on Fnatic that will stop him, apart from maybe a Troll Trap. But No Tail, I don't know about you, man, but I'm not seeing creeps on the map.
No. I mean, there's the Troll Trap and there's the swap, but really, where's she gonna swap him to? She always stands in defensive position, and if she swaps him even further in, she's the only one who can follow up with a stun, so she would have to run back and actually stun him. And they're gonna try to go for something here on Mushi.
They'll have to be quick. They'll have to be very, very quick. And they throw down the Observer Wall so they can see him. Mushi was pushing that out, and, well, links into the tree line. They don't see him with that Observer Ward right there.
Yeah, but he doesn't see anyone anywhere. And
is he trying to break the smoke?
Yeah, I guess so.
And now he jumps out. Fly, does he turn? He turns.
That is the most irritating thing ever. Right as they stop trying to kill him, he's out there and farming.
But they look for one. He runs himself into it. The BKB will pop, but he's still being slowed down right now. Raze will have no effect. Blinks away to safety. But the 10-second BKB is now on cooldown.
10-sec BKB is gone. That's always something. But he doesn't go down, and he still has 5,000 gold.
And then back to farming more.
And
he needs more gold, man. He needs more gold. He has not finished farming.
Definitely not finished. And we also see on Furion, he has 5,300 gold, so he can go for a full MKB and pretty much always a buyback as well. I believe, yeah, he will have it.
He just bought it. 2.3k gold left after buying it. So he is just missing a Satanic. And then he's done. That's if he wants to complete up with a Satanic. I'd like to see a butterfly on him, personally.
I don't really want to see a remake on that game, that 100-minute game, where you just don't go in and finish.
I was entertained.
You were entertained, Toby, but that's you. You have a twisted sense of what's good in Dota. So
not going to lie on that one, man. Like, you play with me. I'll stay as a prophet farming inside the jungle until 90 minutes until we take a Rax. That's fine. That's fine.
You'll farm 90 minutes and then hope that you were Syllabear and just have even more item slots. But
you just need Prophet to split push. You can win on nothing but that.
That's true. As for Orange, they could just try to force it now, because pushing out the side lanes is not really something that's hard to do. So doing that, they could just go and force a fight, but they want to play it safe and just get up even more items. But really now, there's nothing more that Mushi can buy, and I would say that Ohio is getting pretty gear capped. He can add a Satanic, and he can even drop the
Yanks on the way mid. The ping's coming out. Mushi wants to come in and fight. He's going to find real ones. They find No Doubt. 4-star down. He's right next to Mushi now. 4-star away. Trixie, Hand of God, as well as the Meg Charge. Keeps, well, at least Trixie alive, but they lose the Chen.
Racks are down.
Fortification saves it.
Mid.
Sentry, well, they couldn't back him back in time.
Are they going to split it all the way to the end?
I think so. Blink down. Wow, net. Wow, net. RP catches out the two. Now they can try and fight. Oh, they look for the racks. One last hit. Mushi's down there doing it. Copies of him. There's a secondary RP. Still holding him in position. And Honey starting to wind up the only, but Ohio will hold him in position as well. Are they even going to get one? Era comes up. He wants Ohio. Honey's going to go down right now. Double kill for Mushi. Buyback by Darkseer. Buyback by the SF of Mushi. He is destroying triple, ultra, and he will take the top racks. And GG comes out. Fnatic have been eliminated by the Malaysians. Orange will advance themselves forward, taking minimal kills, but a lot of time. 50-24, the end 6-20. The hope for Meepo ends. Well, then again, there's always Orange.
Yeah, there's, or Chon, you know.
Or Chon, yep.
We have seen it before.
There's others to carry the torch. Of course, there is more competitions coming up. We've got another 3 matches coming up later on tonight. The big props to Orange. They will advance and prove their worth. We, of course, go back over to the panel for a bit of a break.
Orange then victorious over Fnatic, but in all fairness, Fnatic, they had the game at some points, at least an advantage I felt in the game with the amount of good farm they got. Ben in mid lane on the SF. Era, of course, didn't have a great time on the Morph lane, but they got a few early towers down. I just don't think the item choices were great for Fnatic.
Yeah, it's not only that. I don't think they were prepared to go that long of a game, because you don't want Orange. I mean, Venge had actually. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay. Venge and Chen were real.
You're done. I'm kidding.
Come on.
Venge and Chen are really good at late game. They're one of the supports that scale really well. You can swap. We saw the save on Era's Morphling when they Aegis, Chen with the send back. But I think Venge was more as an early game hero, and they didn't really press their advantage. They had 5 kills maybe the whole entire game, and that's not really what I expected from this heavy minus armor lineup and the early Blink Dagger.
Yeah, Malk, what did you make of the lanes? How Fnatic laned?
I mean, I think...
I'm asking you that on purpose, by the way.
Oh, all right. James, no, I didn't watch the first 20 minutes of the game, so
I will save you. I will save you.
Screw
Okay.
me. No, I got this. So what I think Fnatic should have done is when you pick a lineup that has Chen and Vengeful Spirit in it and you don't have any kill until the 20-minute mark, you're doing something wrong. You need to push your advantage. They went ahead and they took the mid-tier 2 tower, but it's way too late. You need to be much more aggressive with a lineup like that. I realized they didn't really want to fight the Undying, because Undying is really, really great against Chen if you get the tomb down before the creeps are in close proximity of the tomb, but they needed to force the issue, especially with the amount of farm they got on the Shadow Fiend.
Yeah.
Bruno, what did you make of the match?
Well, I have to agree with you in the terms of the item progression was quite weird. At 15 minutes into the game, Shadow Fiend had 140 CS, which is pretty much unheard of. That's a lot of CS. He decided to go for BKB Blink Dagger, which the BKB is reasonable. You have to go for that in that game, but the Blink Dagger didn't bring anything at all. If you had gone for anything, Rush Butterfly, Desolator, get Crit, get Shadow Blade, pretty much any other alternative would have made them accomplish something. The fact that they went for Blink Dagger was kind of nice because you could get the big plays but didn't accomplish anything at all. And regarding the Anti-Mage versus Morphling, I think the story is bringing us back against the TI2 when these were the top 2 carries in the game. Back then they were 7 and 6. Morphling got a slight advantage right there, but in the global, actually 42-40 for Anti-Mage means that these two have been fighting for quite a long time. It was pretty even, but in the end it was not about these two, it was about the supporting cast. And while Morphling had a Blink Dagger Shadow Fiend with them, there was a Magnus and a Nature's Prophet on orange side.
Yeah, I don't even think it was just a Blink Dagger and a BKB. It was possibly the Scotty too afterwards. Like at the last fight, he got RP'd, again, and then he got sheathed. That's 10 seconds of disable.
Yeah.
And it was just way too late. They had way too many items on the opposite team to control the unbelievable amount of farm on the Shadow Fiend.
Yep. Yeah, unfortunately, didn't work out for Fnatic, but it did work out for Orange, and I believe we got an interview with Ohio with Casey.
Hey, James. Yep. Ohio is here with us right now. Great game. Nicely done. And one thing that a lot of us were noticing is some strong team play on both sides, but really a low number of kills, especially for the first 40 minutes or so. How did that play into your strategy?
Maybe we just delayed the game because the Furien and the Anti-Mage has an advantage of the late game. We just think like this. And we have a Magnus, and I think we have more powerful to fight in the team war.
Next up is DK. What are your thoughts about facing them?
Do our best because I like to fight them.
You do?
Yeah, because Go Burning, he's my idol and I want to beat him.
And this could be his last international, so it would be definitely a good match then.
Hope he won't retire after this year.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. Yeah, all right, well, thank you very much. Good luck. We'll see how it plays out in just a few.
Thank you, Casey. So Ohio, wow. Burning's his idol, and he gets to play him next. That's going to be not the game coming up right now, but the one after, I do believe. And it's meant to be it is a best of 3, but we'll be playing just one map today, and then we'll continue the rest of the game tomorrow. So Orange, I felt they played smart. They were very stable, very standard in their game. They knew their advantages, and they played to them. Fnatic, I feel, should be a little bit disappointed because they could have made something happen with the start they got on their Shadow Fiend in terms of lane.
They still had a really good run in the tournament, though. I don't think most of us placed them in the winners bracket in Group A. And they beat Na'Vi 2-0, even though they didn't have another chance to face them in the playoffs. But they still had a very impressive run and placing the money.
Yeah, that's very true. I think they should be pretty proud they were 8th, but you don't want to go out like that. And, you know, N0tail didn't get to play Meepo.
That's the biggest regret of the tournament, I think. I would have loved to see some Meepo from N0tail. Another thing, though, Bruno, can you help me out on the stats? Has AM been picked 4 or 5 times today?
I'm sorry, what?
Has Anti-Mage been picked 4 or 5 times today?
I think it was 4.
And it's undefeated, right? It's been going through winning every single game with amazing scores and a ton of gold on him, obviously. Is that the Morphling or Naga Siren of the tournament contra last year?
No, actually, Weaver is doing very well as well. The thing is that, is it the merit of the Anti-Mage, or is it the, lack of virtue from the other teams to just extending the game to make the Anti-Mage feel like a threat? Because when Anti-Mage was big, what happened is that games became faster and Anti-Mage became not such relevant. So I think it's about teams delaying the games too much.
I would tend to agree with that. I feel like this is a very good example of that. You're sitting with the Chen and the Vengeful again, and you don't push your advantage. Teams need to man up and go down middle lane, and I think they could all learn a bit from Na'Vi.
Yeah, I'm going to have to disagree. Sorry, I think the games today should just be longer.
Okay.
That one was only 50 minutes.
Come on.
What time is it now?
It's
We've
9 p.m.
We got 9 p.m. We got 3 games left. Hoping for a 3 a.m. finish.
That sounds nice.
Yeah, it would fit my schedule.
Well, the bottom
Then
line
I
of
can
this.
sleep at the panel, and I'll be ready for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Okay, so Orange advances. Mushi
Yes.
is still in play.
Yep.
German people are very happy because of that name. And now we have Liquid versus IG, right?
Yeah, we do. We can check out the lower bracket just to confirm that we know exactly what we're talking about, or at least Bruno does. And yep, Orange beat out then Fnatic and will be going up against DK. That will be today. And Team Liquid and Invictus Gaming are up next, and Tong Fu will await to play the winner. So Team Liquid and Invictus Gaming. I think this is the big one for the crowd here. Obviously, you know, it's no surprise you're going to support your home team. It's fantastic that the International is in Seattle, and many fans come and they support just great play overall. But everyone's got behind Team Liquid, it seems.
I mean, they're going up against the reigning champions right now. This is going to be very big for the American crowd, especially if Team Liquid gets an early game advantage. That way they can feed off the audience, basically. They can like get their emotions and just keep on pumping themselves up with self-confidence and maybe even beat IG convincingly. I think this is going to be a really good match.
All right. Well, we spoke to Bulba a little bit earlier, and he said he was confident. Let's see if he's still confident, because we believe he's in an interview room with Casey. That lucky man.
And Liquid's Bulba joins me now. And last time we saw you, a very emotional, surprising victory in some ways. And you went up against a team that you told me you had revered for quite some time, LGD. How do you feel now going up against IG?
IG's we always have we played IG twice in the group stages. The games didn't go that well, but we have a lot of confidence after yesterday's win. So we're just going to go by our plan and then hopefully execute it really well and beat them.
What is it like to know the fan base that you have here? I mean, we're talking hours and hours ago when the fans first started filing in. We ran into, they're probably out there right now, dressed in nothing but American flags, and they called themselves the Ameribros. Your thoughts?
I didn't know about that, but I just that's actually really cool that we sparked that much interest. I mean, last night was exhilarating. It's something, it was once in a lifetime. So hopefully we can have that again tonight.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing it. Good luck. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Sam Sosale, Bulba, Chapel Hill, North Carolina.
Michael Ganem, IX Mike 88, Livonia, Michigan.
Stephen Ashworth, Korok, Richmond, Virginia.
Tyler Cook, TC, Calgary, Canada.
Brian Lee, Fluff, Palos Verdes, California.
Team Liquid, the only team to finish the prelims in the lower bracket and still make it to the top 8. They've done so far so good. Korok, TC, Fluff and Stuff, IX, Mike and Bulba now have the biggest challenge to date. They're going up against the returning champions. Obviously, they want to be champions, defending champions, of the International, Invictus Gaming. Can the boys in blue take it home?
I'm actually pretty scared for them. As hailed as Bulba's Clockwork is, during the last game that they played, they got 0-2'd by IG, and Ferrari had this amazing Shadow Fiend that just dominated Bulba's Clockwork in mid. They didn't really seem prepared for it, and I would like to see them more prepared in this match so they can advance Team USA.
I think they can do it. They have a lot of confidence going in through the loser bracket without losing. They realized how great of a home crowd and home turf advantage they have, and I feel like they've had the time to really analyze on the replays against IG, whereas IG has been spending a lot of time first of all in the winner bracket and then focusing on their matches afterwards.
Yeah, well, they seem ready, but of course Invictus Gaming should be ready as well. I'm sure they're going to want to move on further into the tournament, and Casey will find out as she has an interview with Faith.
Right now joining me is Faith with IG and Josh helping with the translation. Starting off, I want to ask if you were surprised at all by Liquid's performance in their last game.
请问就是看 Liquid 上一场比赛，看到他们表现有没有感觉到意外？
因为老顽劣的话就是一个单核炼金 ，Liquid 的阵容算是比较克他们，可能是他们想好放他们炼金，因为他们有 Benny 发条加电魂，所以这个炼金很难输出。
He says that maybe not because the roster, the lineup that Liquid picked tends to counter LGD's single core pick, which was just an Alchemist. Liquid, they had Razor, Clockwork, and Bane to counter that, so maybe it wasn't that big of a surprise based on the picks.
What is your strategy moving forward? And you don't have to actually give away anything, but after watching that game and how they played, did that affect your strategy for jumping into this one versus Liquid?
就是问在不透露你们的战术想法的前提下，问一下，看完 Liquid 那一场比赛有没有做什么心理上的调整什么的？
打他们的话，一般的话感觉还是跟以前那样打，
就按照自己的打法。
原来因为已经本来就小组赛的时候已经碰过他们了，已经讨论过他们就是跟以前的想法一样打。
So mainly they're just planning on playing their own game as always because they've already played against them in the group stages, and so they're pretty confident with that.
So they know how it's going to feel. All right. Thank you very much, Faith. Best of luck to you.
王學川 Kuala Lumpur Malaysia
邓宏达 Faith 广东 China
洛菲茨华裔武汉 China
江晨 YYF 上海 China
陈瑶周湖南 China
Invictus Gaming, despite being last year's champions, this tournament 2013 they've been a bit rocky. Tron, Zhou, Faith, YYF and Ferrari are the favourites going into this, but will they be able to handle the pressure, handle the home team? I guess, guys, I just want to go straight to the game. It's on now. Are you ready for this?
Go for it.
All right, we're going to go. So, ladies and gentlemen, we present to you Team Liquid versus Invictus Gaming. Best of luck to both of the teams. It's over to the match.
Team Liquid versus defending champions IG.
Welcome back, everybody, inside the Battle Royal Hall. We are here, IG versus Liquid, the best of one lower bracket match. I am Toby1.
And I'm Wagamama, and this is going to be awesome.
Man, this is just going to be brilliant. The draft is already underway.
Yeah.
The guys were flashing through it. Even as we were watching the guys before they started.
I want to head into it, man.
Yeah, I want to look at it as well, man. I also want to talk about just a fun spirit between these teams. Liquid, we had them just playing around with taunts before the game's going to start. A couple of waves over here, a couple of stairs over there. But now we get into serious business. The draft's available to the crowd right now, and we already see we almost all through the bans. Wisp and Chen, they took a grand total of about 3 seconds to actually ban out. And then you take out the Visage, the Enchantress, the Naga, the Razor, the Beastmaster, and Liquid open up with a big solo mid. They have the OD, they get the Lifestealer, and Batrider slips through for one of the rare times, and they also take him out with the Weaver, and that is IG's first two.
Yeah, and Batrider is such a dangerous hero. It really allows you to both defend and push in a very, very different manner. But Liquid, with that strong solo mid, he can do just fine against Batrider unless there's some strong gankers. But you know what we haven't seen? Neither of these teams have picked up a supporter yet.
That is true.
Not a single one. So
we were talking about during the last game when supporters got more priority. Right now, it's like, no, we want the cause we want to play with.
Oh, yes.
But when you have something like a Batrider, this kind of thing is forced. And like, Liquid know they're playing with fire, quite literally. They give the Batrider to IG, but they say the trade-off should be worth it. But trade-off isn't going to be worth it. OD's a great strong laner, but Lifestealer can be controlled up by the Batrider. Weaver, however, hard to control unless OD gets that scythe device.
Hard to control, but he can also not very often man fight against Lifestealer, and OD can get some amazing DPS going. We see Tree and Protector being banned out by TC here, as he's going to head into his third pick as well. But I feel that the damage is definitely there for Team Liquid, but they need to have ability to hit right-click, and I love this pickup. Rubik against Weaver and Batrider, there's no reason not to pick him.
There's so many wonderful abilities, because you take that Shukuchi and you're able to just, like, we always talk about it when a Rubik gets picked up. How does Rubik get into the battle? You can have Blink Daggers, but you can also steal wonderful abilities. You get heroes like Queen of Pain, for example. They're wonderful, and this gives maybe an extra option later on in the game if Lifestealer's looking for an Infest buddy to jump with. Rubik can even become that kind of option if you can steal the Shukuchi. But I'm looking for something else for Lifestealer. I haven't seen it yet, and I'm kind of thinking, are we going to see the clockwork from Bulba?
We could see it. We could see it for sure. It's a very nice hero. If Batrider jumps in and you have good positioning with a Clockwork, you can do some amazing counter there.
Yep.
And he will be able to just hook and lock him down. But it also takes incredible positioning from the Clockwork to predict that. So
it's Bulba.
It is Bulba. We saw it. We saw it. So we will see now what Faith is going to pick up as their third hero, Rubik being the supporter of Liquid. I sort of feel that they want to have some quick burst damage that can go along with this Batrider. When you grab one, just get rid of him really fast. And you already have the long duration chase power. With a Weaver, you can chase down and kill enemies over long duration. And there's some decent burst.
Yeah, some decent burst, some decent initiation, but we are looking at a double invis lineup now for IG.